Hello, 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 my angels, my loves, my collective. How are you? How are you? How are you? We are going to go deep today, okay? We're going to go deep because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling deep. I'm feeling the energy, the impact. So I feel a lot. I don't know if it's because we're coming up on Valentine's Day or what's going on, but we're going to talk about the emotions, the journey of when you lose the only one you've ever loved. I do feel like someone's there. They're feeling that now. And I want to tap into that energy. My good archangel, I ask that you protect me as I do this read, protect the family, the friends, collective. Ask my ancestors, my guardian angels to watch over me. Channel through me with this reading. Those who need to hear it, that they find this channel and hear the message. Allow me to see the unseen, hear the unheard, and tap into the emotions and give voice to the vulnerabilities that the personal collective's mind were unable to speak. Allow us to see into the mind, into the higher self of the person who lost the only one they've ever loved. And the truth is, collective, it's not only them. You see, they realize it. But you realize it first, that you were losing the one that you love. But for majority of you, it wasn't because of something that you did. 202. So let's walk down this journey. Let's go through this path. 212 of how it even happened. How it even happened. Well, what happened is someone got caught when they put you in the feeling, in your feelings, because they were out here in their lustful feelings, making the bad choice of having intimacy with someone that they didn't even love nor use sexual protection with. So let's look more into that. Collective, with being caught, I feel like it's more than just cheating. You were in love. They were in love. Everything was great in the beginning between you guys. You were both initially in your feelings for one another. You felt the connection. You felt the genuine. You felt protected. They felt protected. You felt like this person had your back. They're going to be there for you. They're in it for the long haul. They may have even told you that. You felt secure. So you allow yourself to be vulnerable. You didn't guard yourself. Emotionally, you were open. Spiritually, mentally, you were there. You were in it. You were committed to this person. 404, when I say that. But then one day, things changed. You started finding evidence. And by finding evidence, you didn't have to physically see, although some of you could have seen some things, but you felt the change, and maybe even you did see a change, and the change didn't right off the bat had to be initially with them meeting another woman or having another woman or even cheating. It could have been they had bad choices in the friends they were around. Maybe they rekindled a friend group, or they met someone and they got introduced to that person's friends and they started making new friends. But what you saw, what you felt, what you recognized was that when this person started hanging out with other people or someone in particular, they were influencing your partner, your ex now 515. They were influencing them to make bad decisions, bad choices, maybe to smoke, to drink, to hang out, to party, you know, because that's what they were doing. They were out here sleeping around, hanging around, having unprotected sex, and your person got pulled into this dynamic, this group with these friends, or it could even be a relative. Maybe somebody got out of jail and they, after being in jail for a while, they came out and they rekindled, hooked back up, started hanging out. I don't know why I got that, but I did. And they started reminding your person of their youthful days, the things how they used to go out there and 555. When I say just hang out, just be free, feel young again, feel alive like that again, before responsibilities, before commitment, before love. So your person started feeling like 606, like they want to be single again, they want to go out there, they want to hang out with these friends, they want to do these things. So they started moving different with you, 616, but you saw it. You saw the change slowly, and how they were dressing, how they were acting, things they were saying, how they were talking. They started picking up habits of smoking when maybe they used to smoke but they cut back or even stopped. They may have cut back on drinking and now they're drinking more. They're hanging out later, coming in later. Before, maybe they would work, come home, and you guys had family time, had dinner together. You were a unit, you were a family, you were partners. You know, maybe some of you had kids, and even if you didn't have a child with them, you may have blended families. They met your children, you met theirs, your children got attached, maybe their kids got attached, however it went. You were a family, you were a unit. There was love, there was binding, there was nurturing, there was care, there was giving, there was trust. 777. Remember, you felt safe. Your family felt safe before all the bad choices came in. When they started hanging out with this other group or this person that was making them make the bad decisions, I feel like collective, there were maybe even times you brought it to this person's attention. Hey, what are you doing? You know, you don't normally do this. You saw things that was changing within this person. So you would say, drop little comments about how much they were celebrating. They were celebrating all the time, and it got to a point where it started off once a weekend, then it started going into the weekdays. You started seeing them feeling like they were triumphing over life, okay? They were being recognized. They felt like they were being recognized. They felt like they were being acknowledged. They felt like they were being seen. You know, it was really doing something with their ego. Again, at this point, they're in their feelings, okay? So you peeped it. You know, in a roundabout, subtle kind of way. You okay? What's going on with you? You know, you're acting different. Is something wrong? You want to talk about it? And no, no, nothing was wrong. Nothing was wrong. Only thing that was wrong is now they probably think you're tripping. Now they think that you're saying things, you know. Now you're calling out stuff that you see because you see this change, and this change that you see is not for the positive, but they're going backwards. So you kind of just want to gotta give a little, hey, hey, woo-hoo. You want to, let's reel it back in. Come on, let's reel back in. You're losing yourself now. You know? They didn't like that. So, needless to say, they started procrastinating with you. They got indecisive. I love my lady, but I want to hang out. I want to hang out with the guys. I want to meet other people because they're like in this limelight because they're making bad choices. They're reliving their youthful days. So they start acting funny with you, holding back, not doing things the way y'all used to do. They even start having little conversations with their friends, telling their friends, man, my old lady tripping. Oh, she tripping. She just that. And because these friends are bad influences, bad choices for them, they want them to be single. They want to hang out. They want to drink, they want to have sex and the quantity over quality. All right, 10 to 1 when I say that. This person started failing you. These friends actually started deceiving them, telling them, man, I don't even know why you mess with her. You need to leave that girl alone. You too good for her. She too bougie. She thinks much of herself. She boring, whatever. They started filling this person head up with lies, trying to make them see you in a different light. Although, prior to these bad choices, your person was happy with you. You were happy with them. But now that they're smoking, drinking, hanging out with people who don't make wise choices for themselves, who don't have committed relationships, who cheat, who lie, who steal, emotionally manipulate, and gaslight and future fate. And they wanted this person to spend their money. Okay, that's clear too, with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. They wanted them to spend their money, and your person was happy to do it because they're having fun. So they didn't mind paying the drinks and buying the smokes and want to go out and being the one to cater the event. They didn't mind that because all they see is I'm hanging out, I'm having fun, 11-11, and it's all good over here. They're feeling young again, it's feeling young. So they started overthinking things, not really dismissing you from their life, but not really seeing the truth either, okay? They got conflicted in the inside. What am I going to do? Because obviously there's conflict now. I want to hang out. I want to do me. I want to live like I'm single, even though I'm not really single, or I'm going to carry on like I'm single. I have this girl over here. So what they started doing is losing balance in the life, in their dynamic. They were torn. They weren't thinking logically. They weren't balanced between the mind and the heart. They were just thinking them. Selfish me. What makes me happy? They didn't pay attention that they were spending money, running late on bills, disorganized, misplacing things, 1221, not getting payments paid on time, running late with some of their payments, being irresponsible, not showing up for work like they should. Some of them lost a job. Some of them, nah, I don't work there no more. Found issues. They started even finding issues because some of the people they were hanging out with, they weren't your Monday through Friday 9 to 5. So those people didn't want to work, and because they want to hang out with them during the day and do things with them, now like they having trouble at work, don't want to get along with people at work, finding fault when they were doing just fine prior to these bad choices. So your person just started getting overwhelmed. They're having fun. They're in the moment, okay? 13, I say that. Not being dependable. They're making plans with you. They're not keeping. Okay? Some of them acting aggressive, bullying you, making the environment feel not safe, not right. 1333. Disturbing the peace at home. They were getting a little too out of control. But they didn't see it. You saw it, collective. You saw it. But when you say something, they make it sound like it's you. They go and they tell their friends, and the friends say it's you. You don't need that. 1404. The friends probably even introduced them to somebody that they met, a friend of a friend, or they met someone without the friends, and the friend was encouraging them. Hook up with the other person. He ain't got to put up with that. They were encouraging them to be irresponsible, to not be respectful. Some of them even started trying to open their own business, do things illegally, get money the wrong way in unhealthy ways. Unhealthy ways. Some of them even teamed up with them, worked together. They came up with a mastermind. I bet it was probably one of their friends came up with this grand idea. I know what we can do, how we can make some money, how we can get that fast money. We don't have to go work for somebody. We own our own thing. Let's establish this business. Let's do this. Let's do that. Even maybe street hustle, do whatever. They came up with something, and so they thought, okay, yeah. They may have even backed their friends. I got some money put up. I'll back it. We'll do it together. I'll put the money up front because this is what the friend going to do, okay? The friend is manipulating them 15-15. So the friend has somehow talked them into, because now they see that this person is caught up in it. They're caught up in their feelings. They're having fun. They're feeling youthful. They're feeling alive. They're meeting women. They're having smokes. They're drinking, neglecting their responsibilities. Forgot about the people that were there for them way before these other people came into the picture. Forgot about what mattered, okay? Because they're just in the moment. They're in the present. They're in the here and the now. The friend talk them into doing something, and your person, okay, yeah. They're not thinking, I'll put the money up. You get this and this together, and then once the money starts coming in, you pay me back, or you reimburse me, or we'll figure this out on the back end. Well, hey, that's what the people wanted them to do, because they're using them. Okay, they're using them. Again, you see more changes. You see them. You're reaching a turning point now because the disrespect is getting worse. They're neglecting you, making you feel unwanted, unloved, not paying attention. When you say something, they just go disappear for a while, ghost you. So once they started doing this and you started to see the change getting worse, you started changing, collective. You started remembering who the hell you are. I'm a mother. I'm a nurturer. I'm abundant. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I'm beautiful. I'm a manifester. I can hold this fort down. I can run circles around anybody you meet in those streets. I know my worth. I know my value. I know what I deserve. And I don't have to tolerate this. 1717. The sad part about this is they didn't see that you were starting to change. You were getting to a point where you were slowly moving on from the trauma, from the disappointment. Now you don't even really check in with them as much. It can go 2-3 days, you don't even say anything, and after about 3 days, it hit them. I haven't heard from the collective. They send you a text message or a quick little phone call, but then they'll send a phone for a few minutes. They just making sure, hey, everything's good. My foot's still in the door. I'm still in here. Okay. Every now and then they want to say a little something to keep you from really escaping or meeting somebody else and just saying the hell with it. But what they don't see is that how they've been neglecting you, how they've been abusing you, how they haven't been there, how they're making you feel unsafe, unwanted, unloved. They don't even see that you're not even planning things with them anymore. You're not even asking them to do things with you anymore. You're not even relying on them anymore. You're starting to get silent. And they don't even notice that. And that's one of the biggest things. You see, when a woman is still in it and fighting for it, sure, she'll argue, she'll talk to you, she'll keep trying to work it out. But when she starts to get quiet, she's emotionally and mentally checking out. They didn't see it. They didn't see it. You started doing the inner work. You started finding yourself, going within, asking your spirit guides, calling on God. God, why? Why is this happening? I know that deep down inside, this is a good man. He has a good heart. He has good potential. Because he was that before the bad choices, before the bad influences. But the more inner guidance you receive, the more you were taking your power back. You were seeing that, okay, this path that you're on with this man, this is no longer your path. This is no longer your journey. You've gone as far as you can go. If they don't want to grow, if they don't want to evolve, if they don't want to go on this path of healing the things that they need to heal, you still have a mission. You still have work to do. You can't put your life on hold or allow this man's bad choices, his bad decisions, or his friends that he now is hanging out with to anchor you, hold you down, and keep you from moving forward. So you started being more vigilant. You started using your head, still in the connection, somewhat, not as rooted, but you're still there. You're still showing up, still encouraging, still be there when they need you, supporting them. But you're working on yourself, developing your skills, your talents, figuring out what's your next move, where I want to go from here, what I want my next relationship to like. You're even sitting there thinking about what you now really need in a man, what you're not going to tolerate, what you're weighing out my must-haves from my needs, what is a requirement versus what I just want. And you're emotionally withdrawing, you're mentally checking out, building yourself up, getting yourself together, being practical, earning your money, starting new businesses, starting new ideas. And they don't even notice that now maybe you've come up with something more creative. You're actually coloring your hair, losing weight, because you're feeling more confident about yourself. You have a plan, you have a goal. Now your focus is on my family, my kids, my money, my goal. You're not even saying anything to them anymore. They're out. Okay, so be it. Talk to you. Have a good night. Have a good day. You're good. Now when they text, you just look at the phone. Okay, yeah, well, I see it. Go back to doing what you're doing. I'm busy. I don't have time, you know. This is where you are. Because you're pulling away. They don't see it. 2222. Finally, you speak the truth. Something happens. A day, a night, a moment. Or maybe even nothing happened, you know. Maybe you just intuitively something hit you and you just say, you know what? I'm done. I, I'm just done. I'm just tired. I'm just over it. That passion's no longer there. And really the passion wasn't there when you realized that you started really not having intimacy with them anymore. Not wanting it, not asking for it. When they wanted it, yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, maybe next time. Yeah, okay, I'll call you. You know, they didn't even see that you weren't even really sexually active with them like you were before. And you didn't even care. You didn't even want it. It wasn't even passionate anymore. Because a woman, you know, for a lot, especially the collective, I don't know, you have to feel it emotionally, mentally. It's not just a physical thing with you. And once you have emotionally tapped out, you're no longer there. That passion is not there. You don't want to. So now you're speaking the truth. Because now you have this breakthrough that this is not going to work. This is not the man for me. He's changed too. He's going too far downhill for me. And I'm climbing. I'm elevating. I'm growing. I'm evolving. We're clashing. We don't want the same things anymore. My journey's taking me left. His journey's taking him right. You have new ideas, new visions, new goals. You're excited about going for them. So now comes the disaster, the fall, the ending, where either you tell him, you give him this new revelation, hey, you know, it's not working for me. It's just not going to work for me. I don't think we should see each other anymore. And, you know, they really act like they don't care. You broke their pride. You really did, collective. They were bothered. They felt out of the cold. They didn't like what you were saying. But they didn't say anything to you. They didn't fight for the connection. Instead, because of that pride, because of that ego, they got sarcastic, made little smart comments. Okay. Because they know they were still hanging out. They know they had something else on the side at this point. They were doing other things. They didn't really want to see you go. But their pride and ego was there. So they didn't fight for the connection. Didn't take accountability. Didn't tell you to stay. Don't go. I love you. Let's fix this. They didn't say any of that. It really, in their mind, they felt like, oh yeah, she just in her feelings. She just complained. She ain't going nowhere, because they really thought that everything was good. And they thought everything was good because, again, they missed all the signs, all the red flags that you were checking out. They didn't realize that they were losing the only one they ever really loved. Time goes on. Time goes on. You're not calling. You blocked them for some of you. You want no contact. And they're sitting there by the phone, broken hearted, feeling your loss, okay? They're sitting there refusing to call you because you walked away. You hurt their pride. You hurt their ego. So now they're determined. I'm not going to call. Waiting. Checking the phone. She didn't call yet. Okay. A week gone, 2 weeks gone, 3 weeks gone. They may even try to go look at somebody else's account to look and see what you're posting, what you're up to, what you're doing, because now you're doing something they weren't used to doing. But see, they got so comfortable with your pattern, what you always being there, what you always forgiving, what you always validating, and you always being the one to fix it when it goes wrong. So they never had to really do the work to make it go right. So they just knew you'll fix it, because you were always the one that just said, okay, let's just fix this. You know, you were always that one, but not now, because you have checked out. You're not giving into the deception anymore. You're not falling for the illusions that they're going to change. You're not seeing them for who they are. Not only you're seeing them, you're mentally, emotionally checked out, but now you just feel like we're not even aligned anymore. You're listening to your intuition. Your intuition is saying, I have something better for you. They want to stay there, let them stay. They still need to heal. They need to do the work, because you've been doing the work. While they were out partying and having fun and ignoring you and missing you do it, they missed that you were doing the inner work. You're out here getting new beginnings, new love, a new love for yourself, being creative, your emotional fulfillment to yourself, your aura is growing. People are finding you attractive. New love is coming into you. You're meeting new groups of friends. They're making you feel good. They're happy. You're spending more time with your families. Now home is starting to feel like home again, because you don't have this negative energy. You don't have this damn cloud. You don't have this person that's just showing up physically, but emotionally they're not there. Mentally they're not there. And they're not even paying attention to anybody that's there. They're not communicating with you, the kids, if they're your kids, or even if they're kids that they bonded with that weren't their kids. They're not talking to anybody. They didn't just walk out on you. They didn't just abandon you. They abandoned all their responsibilities, all their children, because they're in this bad choice, bad people, bad influences, being irresponsible. Walked out on the best thing they ever had, the star, the gift from the universe, their soulmate, their twin flame. You were spiritually connected. You helped heal them. You made them feel good. You gave them hope. You gave them a reason. But they took you for granted. They took you for granted. Some of you are holding out for that new person to come into your life, that person who's emotionally stable, who's loving, kind, that wants partnership, that wants family, the one who sees you, hears you, talks to you, don't mind opening up, telling you how they feel, who makes you feel loved, wanted. Some of you are holding out for that person, and some of you have already met that person who's affectionate, friendly, and caring. It doesn't want to be out in the streets. And this person still missing you, still wanting you, now realizing that they missed all of the warning signs, that you were pulling away, that you were leaving, that you were moving on, that you're taking that journey down a new path. Now they're depressed, they're in the head, they're feeling lonely, they're feeling alone, they feel left out, they feel abandoned by you. And now, because this person's depressed, but this person doesn't want to say what they did, how they ignored you, how they missed the signs, people may be asking, oh, what happened to so-and-so? And they don't even really want to talk about it. Now they don't really want to hang out with their friends and party and meet new people and do all these things, because now they're in the head because you never came back home. You never picked up that phone. You never called back. You never checked in. They're missing that comfort. You see, when they had a bad day, you always comfort them. When they felt low, you built them up. See, they took all that for granted. They took it for granted. You just knew when something was wrong. You will always just happen to call them at the right time. You okay? Hey, you want to get lunch? You want to do something? Even if you guys can go out and do stuff for a lot of money, it was just your energy, your time, the love, the caring, the way you nurture, because you're a healer. You knew what they needed without them even having to ask you. And you never asked for anything really in return. This person threw this relationship away. They threw this love away. They threw this family away. They threw away their only chance to ever have unconditional love, trust, loyalty, respect, that place that made them feel at home. For what? For toxicity? For trauma? For people playing mind games, cheating, people they can't trust? For alcohol? For substance? For disloyal friends? For one-night stands? For superficial relationships? For karmics? They're realizing that they ran from something good. They caused you to run away. They pushed you away. And now they want to run because everything is falling apart in their life. And now they're feeling insecure because they're realizing, I'm never going to get her back. I'm never going to get her back. I'm never going to have my family back. I'm never going to have that love. I'm not going to have a chance again because I backstabbed them. I betrayed them. They don't trust me anymore. I deceived myself. I deceived them. Now they're out there looking for people who remind them of you. Either they look like you, dress like you, have a car like yours, have a job like yours, work in the same field, maybe talk like you, sound like you, but it's something copycat. And even when they try to date people that remind them of you because they miss you so much and they're trying to replace you with the copycat version of you, it's not working. It turns to drama. It's arguing, it's fighting, because even though it may start off okay, because they're thinking, okay, I don't have the collective, but I have something that reminds me of the collective, and I'm holding on to my feelings for the collective, but this person that they're with, they don't know that they're a copycat version of you. So when this person that they're with can't make them feel the way you feel, can't love them the way you love them, they can't give them that same energy, the relationship falls apart. They lose interest. They get bored. They even start arguing with that person because they're comparing them to you. Because they're trying so hard to replace something that they will never replace. You. They want to come in and offer you something. Maybe bring you a gift. Say, I'm sorry about what happened. Can we move on? But the thing about it, if you're willing to accept this apology, meet up with them, talk to them to discuss things while they try to offer you a gift, it's not genuine. They're not coming back because they really did the healing work. They really changed. They're really a new person. They're coming back because they're missing your energy, your time, your love. They're realizing they can't replace you. They need that back. They need to know that you're not gone for good. No one's validating them. You see, you calm their nervous system down. Without you, they have to face themselves. They have to face what they did. So they're willing to take anything, friendship, just even occasional phone calls, a visit every now and then. Just something where, because your energy balances them, calms them, makes them feel at peace. You have a way of calming them where no one else can, making them feel whole when they're feeling insecure. And without you, no one else can do that. They're a mess. They're a whole mess. And what else makes this apology fake is that they're not telling you that they're still seeing somebody else. They're still in another dynamic. They haven't completely let that go, released that. They just need you. And the truth is, maybe if they feel like you guys can get things going back, if they can get you back and you say, okay, yeah, let's do this again, then they might release this. But they're going to hold on to this while they come and try to talk to you, because they don't want to let go what they have, this copycat version of you, until they know for sure that you're going to work things out, or you're going to take them back. And even then, once they start feeling good, because they haven't healed, the minute there's a hiccup, a bump, or a distraction, they're going to go back and do the same things. They're just hurting because they're seeing that now, this time, it's over for real. You're not interested. You've put your closure. Even though they didn't give you closure, you gave yourself closure. You found your inner peace. You moved on. And you got broken in so many pieces. They broke you more than once. They've hurt you many times before. So this was the final straw. This was the it. That's it. That you're done. They hid their true feelings. They didn't fight for you when they had a chance. They gave you mixed signals. They left you cold, detached, feeling unwanted, undesired, unloved. While they snuck around with other people, hooked up, lied about where they really were, who they were with, and what they were doing. You see, they're still hiding their feelings because they don't want anybody to know about these deep emotions that they feel for you, especially while they're in this other dynamic with a copycat version of you. The whole time they feeling like it's still unfinished business with you. I need you back. I need to forgive me. I want to fix the issues. I want us to work on it together. Their intuition is reminding them every single day of what they did wrong, how they messed up, how they lost you, of their insecurities that they need to heal. Now they feel like a victim. They walked out on you. They abandoned you a long time ago, even though they didn't say it's over. Emotionally, they abandoned you a long time ago. But somehow, when you say, I'm done, when you get your closure, when you move on because they pushed you, now they're the victim. They're the victim and you're the villain. And this is what they're telling their friends, and this is what they're telling people. You hurt them, you walked out on them, you used them, this is what they're telling people. They're not telling them that they put you in a love triangle. They're not telling them that they were sleeping with other people, sleeping around on you, not telling you the truth, holding back, not hiding their feelings. They're not telling them that. They're not telling them about the trust issues that they brought into the relationship, how it was one-sided. You carried the relationship for most of the time. You did everything. They were detached. They weren't communicating. They're not telling that. They're not telling that you left because you got so sick and tired of the foolishness, the lies, the deceit, the betrayal, the dishonesty, the broken promises, because you no longer felt safe. So you had to make the decision to leave because you refused to repeat a cycle with them, because they weren't changing, they weren't growing, they weren't evolved. So you got over it. No. They're not going to tell that. They're just saying that maybe you got infatuated with somebody else. because they're in denial. They want to say that you met someone else. How's this person feeling now? Or what are their friends thinking? Or what's going on now? What do their friends see? How's my collective feeling? They're feeling like you were their favorite person. You were the person I want to call when something good or bad happens. The first thought when I have news to share. You're my person. You see, that's what they're realizing now that you're gone. Now that you moved on. Now that you're no longer thinking about them because they pushed you. They want to tell you that they have father wounds that never heal. Their father's been a big influence in their behavior. Now as an adult, I have challenges with connecting with divine masculine energy within me. They're still a child trapped in a grown man's body, holding on to things that happened in their childhood, their wounds that they had that they never healed. They want to say, I'm sorry. I hate how much I've hurt you. I'm so sorry. They fantasize about you every day. You're their fantasy. They look at old pictures, videos. You inspire them. They're watching you online, your social media. They're keeping up with you, but they're hiding how they're doing it because they don't want anybody to know how much they miss you. They miss you and they wish things were different. They wish they would have seen you pulling away. They would have recognized the caution signs. They hate they played games with you. They're saying that they looked high, low, no matter where, no matter who, how many. No one compares to you. No one loves them like you. People have superficial love. They love them because they want something. And once they get what they want and once they got all that they need, then that's it. But you love them. You saw through them. You saw that this was somebody that had wounds, hurts, pain, trauma that they haven't healed. You were trying to love it out of them. You wanted them to feel so safe, so secure with you. You wanted them to know that I'm here for you. We can talk. I'm here. Let me love you. You thought you could love the pain away to the point where they feel safe. And the thing about it, they did feel safe with you, but they felt so safe with you that they took it for granted. And as much as they want to come back to you and say they're sorry, they miss you, they love you, they hate, they play games with you, they know they can't come back right now because they know they can't come back to you still unhealed, still doing these things that they're doing. They know now they've lost money, they've lost things. They don't even have anything to offer you. They know they haven't changed. They're still seeing somebody. They're still in other things. They're still concerned about other people's opinions and what they're going to think. People who are jealous of you. They're still focused on money because now they have to remember these friends talk them into investing in something. They front the money. And now these people were these friends. When the bills are due, where are these friends? What are they doing? So now they're nervous. They're nervous that you seeing their wild side, you seeing their side, the other side of them is what caused you to run away. And now because you've seen that side, you're never going to come back. But as far as they're concerned, you're theirs. You'll always be theirs. Emotionally, they're connected to you even though they're hiding it, even though they ghosted you. Even though you told them you were leaving and they didn't say anything to make you stay. Even though they always thought that you were the twin flame, the perfect one. But they were still holding on hurt from their previous relationship because they still had emotional attachments to an ex. Either physically, emotionally, or spiritually. They were still had a chain attached and they were unclear of whether or not they wanted to let that go. You were the twin flame, but they thought the ex was their soulmate. Even though you're the one that made them feel at home, they still like the attention they got from others. They even had mother wounds. Maybe a mother abandoned them, left, moved on, passed away. They still carrying that. They feel lost inside. They think that you're smart. They love the things you have to say. When they think about the future, they think about you in it. They want you to have their kids if you don't have any from them. You made it real easy and real simple to love you because you're lovable. Now they cry at night when they go to sleep. They try to hide it because they know that you were perfect. Other people see you were perfect for them. They still listen to voicemails or whatever you left on their phone, read text messages you had. They hope that one day soon they'll run into you, they'll see you, but they also know they need to take some time and heal. You were always something different, always something mysterious to them, something they just couldn't figure out. Every time they thought they know you, you do something, you surprise them. You always kept them intrigued. You always kept them guessing. You always kept them wanting to know more about you. That's why they compare everybody to you. They try to find someone that's just like you. The problem is that this person doesn't know how to set boundaries and they don't know how to let go of the past. They do want to come in. If they ever get a chance with you again, they're going to do things to try to spoil you, spend more time with you, show you that they want to be there. They want to show you off now, take you out, spend time with you. But they also want you to know that you hurt them. Now they're hurt. They're not letting this go. They're not letting you go. This is not goodbye for them. They want you to unblock them so that you guys can open up communication again, because now they're obsessing over you, because now they realize that you're something special. You were the real deal. You were the one for them. They just want you to hear them out. Give them an opportunity to explain. They're dreaming about you, trying to connect with you in dreams, trying to telepathically come and see you. They're trying to release who they're with, to be single, to be available for you. They don't want you to let them go. They're sorry they were lying and gaslighting you. But they're also saying that if they ever see you out in the streets, out in the public, if they run into you in a store, which is what they're praying to run into you someday soon, they don't care who you're with. If you're married and another connection, if you're with that person and their family, it's on. They will fight for you to the end. They're not letting you go. They're going to compete for you. They don't care. You're theirs. They're obsessing over you. They're taking the time now that they're lost to actually do some introspection and figure themselves out, to heal. You see, this person's still holding on to hope, even though they don't know what the future lies. They're trying to hold on to the last little bit of courage that they have, even with the fears and vulnerabilities. They think about you when they want to escape from their daily life and the things that they have going on, when they need to escape reality. You've always been one of their hidden desires. They've always longed for you. They have this passion for you. You make them feel fulfilled. And now that they're trying to break chains, to try to, of the self-limiting things that kept them from you, for them thinking that they had to go out there and hang out and sleep around and do everything. Now that they're finally trying to get out of their head because they resent letting you go. Some of them may have developed addictions, or maybe they feel like it was their addictions that caused them to lose you. Or maybe just them being closed-minded, not willing to face the truth, not being aware of what they had, what they lost, and that you were getting fed up. They want to come and make peace with you. They want to heal this relationship. They want to avoid all the pain, all the anger that they feel. They want to get out of their head. They want to release these control issues. Now they want to be vulnerable and express their feelings and know and really feel love. Now they're ready to love. They want to have love because they're feeling shameful, guiltful, embarrassed. Because the universe is showing them where they went wrong, what they need to heal, what they need to fix. They're going through a spiritual awakening. You triggered that in them. They're listening to your intuition now. They're realizing that they were very stubborn. They fell into illusions. They didn't have boundaries. They were dealing with the storms not by healing them, but by drinking, having sex, engaging in things that were not good for them because they didn't want to face their inner demons. They didn't want to release all these emotions they had pent up inside of them. So they were deceiving themselves. They allowed people to come and deceive them. They let the devil to deceive them. But now they're starting to defend themselves. Now that they're reflecting, they're trying to grow. Oh, collective. This person's starting to see all of the patterns they had. How it wasn't even just your relationship that they lost, but, you know, they may have had somebody good in their life even before you, and they lost them because they did the same things. But at the bottom of the deck, only you see, you collective. They're focused on you, watching you, realizing there's no one else like you. Now that they've lost the only one they've ever loved. It just sounds like your story, your road, the journey you went on with the one that you loved. The one that pushed you to love yourself. Put yourself first. Place boundaries. Then drop something in a comment for me. Continue your healing journey. Give me my love, my life, my blessings. Thank you.